Good morning. My name's Kyle. I'm the Pentographer, and I'd like to thank you for spending some more time with me today. So today, I was just going to riff on the questions that I get. You see, I often get questions when people ask me, like, what do you do a YouTube channel about? Because I'll bring it up occasionally. And typically, so like this happened the other day, where I told someone that I was working on a YouTube channel. Landscaping isn't really where I want to be. I want to be making an income online, so I'm more interested in doing YouTube stuff and that sort of thing. And he said, fountain pens? Why do you want to do fountain pens? Doesn't sound very lucrative at all. And typically my answer to something like that is, well, you can niche down to anything, right? You can niche down to just about anything. You can kind of make money doing anything. And although that is true, niches can be super tiny on YouTube. I could talk about fountain pens. I can make money doing it. I've already made money doing it. I've probably made more money on Nostr than anywhere else. But you can do it. It's a thing you can do. But it's not really about that. I'll be honest. It's not really about that. At least the fountain pen thing. The YouTube thing, there's a broader plan there too. But the fountain pen thing is a passion of mine. And that's really the reason I'm doing it. That's the reason I picked that. It is a passion of mine. And it's a relatively new passion. It follows an entire lifetime worth of passion for art and creation and stuff like that. When I was younger, I did a lot of drawing. I've done a lot of writing. I've created a lot of stories, characters, painted. Sculpture was one I particularly enjoyed. So I've done a lot of different things. Fountain pens just kind of follows in the trail of all of that, and is relatively new. But really, what it comes down to, the real reason I'm doing this in particular, is because I do love using them, and it makes me want to write more. Writing with a fountain pen makes me want to write more. Just this morning I sat down and just did some writing real quick, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, not long, just to do it, just to sit down and write with a fountain pen. And that little thing right there inspires me to keep doing that and to try to promote that, especially in my own family and my daughter. I don't think there's anything more rewarding than sitting down with your 2-year-old girl and you're sitting there writing with your pen, and she's got a pen too, probably not a fountain pen, she's a little too young for them. She'd probably just wreck it. And she's sitting there scribbling away because she's 2 and doesn't know how to do write properly, which is totally normal. And you're writing, and even if I'm doing nothing important, just the act of sitting down and writing with my little girl, that was a big moment for me. And it's happened a couple of times now, and I want to do it again, because I want to encourage her to want to write and want to create stuff like that as well. And that's really the core reason at the end of the day, is I want to encourage it in the future. I want to encourage it in others. I don't want the world to lose this. It just seems like something we shouldn't lose. We shouldn't let that fall by the wayside. Let it fall into obscurity. Why would I want that? That's really sad, actually. And I'm absolutely certain there's a way that anyone could incorporate a little bit of writing each day into their life. Maybe even if it's not every day, every other day, once a week, whatever your schedule allows. But I'm fairly certain that people could incorporate this into their lives a lot more, and I want to encourage that. It's everybody's always about, what note-taking app should I use? And, I use a digital note app as well, don't get me wrong, but Sometimes it's faster to just whip out your phone. You already have it. But to me, carry a little notebook. Rhodia makes great ones. Done a video about them. Rhodia makes great little notepads. Carry a little notepad and a fountain pen. Or a normal pen. You know? It doesn't have to be a fountain pen. I would prefer it to be a fountain pen in my case. And I hope that anyone who's inclined would carry one as well. But they could be a normal Bic pen too. They make some good ones. So I really just want to encourage people to take handwriting more seriously, do it more often. You commit things to memory better that way. It can really help you build an identity in your head a little bit. You know, if you're writing your ideas, your thoughts out, you're translating your thoughts of yourself into the page, onto that, and it helps to keep things running, basically. Keep things running smoothly in my mind. Every time I'm struggling, I write. Like, I'm struggling right now, that's why I sit down to write. You know, I'm in a very odd situation right now in Canada. It's a good wage, you know, 10 years ago, 5 years ago even, is not a good wage anymore. And so it's very difficult to make a go of it if you don't have some kind of support. And it's a pain in the ass because I want to be standing on my own 2 feet. So writing helps me process all that. It helps me think it through a bit better, in a bit more detail, you know? So that's really why I want to do it. I want to encourage this in people because I think it's important, and I don't think people should lose the art of handwriting. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you can put your thoughts on paper in a beautiful way, do it. Absolutely do it. It's fantastic. I love having any writings from my grandmother or my other both grandmothers, grandfather, dad. Some of the stuff that I have on my dad is handwritten. It's just like it's an old notebook or something, you know, that he wrote in. That's all I got left. You know, sometimes that's all you have left of people is their handwriting. And it's small, it's compact. It's not like a car. My dad was into cars, so he has an old car, and we still have it, but it's huge. You need a garage for that. You don't need a garage for a notebook. You know? So it's a really compact way of holding on to people from the past, or even your own past. So there's a lot of good reasons for why handwriting should be kept, and why it should be encouraged, and why we should use it, and not just resort to digital, because digital can be erased with a magnet, man. It's like that's all it comes down to. You can erase a hard drive with a magnet. So at least you used to be able to. Maybe not anymore. Maybe it needs to be a real powerful magnet. Either way, it doesn't take much to destroy a lot of digital, and it's a lot harder to destroy writings, papers, that sort of thing. And I don't need to really prove that badly. Like, look at things like the Bible, look at things like ancient texts. Like, they've survived into today in an analog form, and it seems to have happened a lot. So, you know, those things can last for thousands of years if preserved properly, whereas you can't really preserve a hard drive or a flash drive or any of that stuff really more than 15, 20, 30, 50, you know. Like, there's some stuff that can last for a while, but not thousands. Definitely not thousands. So I think it's a pretty good case for holding on to stuff a lot longer by keeping it in handwriting. So, keeping it in the written form. So, but that's the real reason why I'm doing this. That's sort of several reasons, and maybe I should title the video that way, but that's the real reason I'm doing this, is to keep these things alive, and especially in my own family, because I want to encourage that. And I hope that I inspire other Nostr users as well to, bust out a pen. I don't care what it is. I really don't. You know, a lot of the pushback I get is, oh, well, yeah, but I just like the big pens, or I just like the rollerballs, or whatever. Whatever, man. Sure, go for it. I just want people to write more. That's all. So that's it. That's what I've got for you. Just some quick thoughts this morning. So I will see you in the next video. I hope you liked this one. Like it if you did. Share it, and subscribe if you feel that I can bring you some value. It would be nice to grow the channel. It'd be nice to grow the audience. Again, it's not really about the money. There is no money right now. It's really not about that. It's really about spreading this message. You know, I want people to write more. That's it. So I will see you in the next video. I hope you have a great day. And as I always say, may your pen always be inked.